Derby County fans have been through a lot. The highs of football,
with a transistor radio next to me, and we won the league.
And certainly the lows.
Just sort of said to him, after years of being a season ticket holder, I'm not going to be able to come on Saturday.
Once celebrated as one of English football's storied clubs, Derby County have navigated triumph and the pits of despair.
Just confirming what we're seeing on the fitted printer, Derby are relegated.
In recent years, the club has faced unprecedented challenges. Financial turmoil, points deductions and relegations have tested the resilience of the team and its loyal supporters.
It shows everyone sticking together, the fan base still behind us.
But with the Rams looking like they're back on track with hopes of promotion in 2024.
This is the best chance we've had in years.
We're finding out what happened to Derby County. Welcome back to Fan Hub. Today, Pete and myself are at Pride Park, home of the mighty Rams, hoping to get a taste of what it's like to be a Derby County fan. I mean, it's a club with so much history. Derby County fans have been to the Burnabout, Pete. And to think only 5 years ago they were 90 minutes away from the Premier League. They've certainly gone through a lot. So join us on this journey of discovery, heartache and hope. And hopefully have some fun along the way, eh, Pete? Let's go meet some Rams. So how did you get into supporting Derby County?
I mean, it's a one-club city, so it's really easy because there is no other choice. Essentially, you've got Chesterfield, 20 minutes away. And, it's a huge historic club. I think that's one thing. You look at the other teams in this league. Nobody else has got this. Nobody else has got a stadium of this stature.
So my first ever game was 4-0 loss, Liverpool, Heskey hat-trick. That was my first introduction to Derby County Football Club.
1968, we played Chelsea in a League Cup game, and we played them off the park. Atmosphere fantastic, and I got the bug from that day.
Yeah.
As a kid growing up, I don't think there's no other way who was supporting. Obviously, I remember going to quite a few games with my dad, so probably I'd say the 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. I remember we always used to park at Reggie Way and obviously walk away down, so we have a good 15 minutes after the game to talk about it and beat the traffic.
It is an amazing stadium, to be fair. Is it, you got family and stuff like that kind of brought you into, from when you were very, very young, that said, introduced you to Derby and said, this is your club? Or?
Yeah, both my uncles season ticket holders, so they're up here on the East Stand as well. So I think it's just been one of them things in the family. We always talk about Derby. It's kind of a thing when we meet up as a family, we talk about. So that's Derby for you. It's just everything about the city is the club.
Formed in 1884, Derby County Football Club is noted as being one of the 12 founding members of the Football League in '88, and is therefore one of 10 teams to have competed in every season of the EFL. But what do our Rams today remember of the past?
1968, we played Chelsea in a League Cup game at a baseball ground, and we beat them 3-1. Chelsea were a top 4 team at that time. We were bottom half of the second division, and we played them off the park. Atmosphere fantastic. It was good. It was noisy. Baseball ground was really compact, intense. 40,000 in there was a lot different to 30,000 in here. My dad said, just wait till there's a bit of excitement, it'll move, you'll be able to see, and it used to be like that. Yeah. So I got the bug from that day, and I've been almost as many games as I can go. The 70s were electric, because that's that season I'm talking about, 68, 69, we won the second division, we went straight up, we finished 4th, which qualified for what was called the Intercities Fairs Cup then, Europa League now, 7th, 8th, next season after we won it.
Amazing.
Unbelievable. So one of my best memories of that is sat with a transistor radio next to me. Leeds were playing Wolves. Leeds needed a point at Wolves, and they lost 2-1. And we won the league. Amazing. So there you go. We hammered Real Madrid, I said here, not here, baseball ground, 4-1, Charlie George scored a hat-trick, but sadly we lost 4-1 in normal time in Madrid.
What was the vibe around the club when you beat Madrid?
Oh, just beyond belief. One of the best nights we've had, really. I mean, it was just electric, but it's just tainted with the fact you know what came next.
That is gutting. That is absolutely gutting. Yeah,
but Benfica was massive. We beat them. For a few years you felt, well, we'll get it back, and when we went down in 1980, we all had T-shirts on, we'll be back in 81. No, we won't.
Plenty of ups and downs followed, but in the late 2000s, could things have been different?
It was a nice club back in the early 2000s because there wasn't any complicated factors with the financials or anything. It was just enjoying the club and having fun on the day.
What was it like being a supporter then?
You always knew that there was like that Premier League past in the 90s, and then going into the 2000s.
Things changed, like 2007, we won the playoff final. What a fantastic day that was. And what an unbelievable season we followed with a massive 11 points.
What was that season like as a fan?
Unreal, because we had a lot of narrow defeats, but we also had some absolute thumpings.
But did the fans still come in numbers every week?
It was sold out every week.
Pride Park's attendance of over 30,000 at every game in this fabled year stands as a testament to this fan base.
The pain of that year subdues with every year that passes. And with that hope for a return to the top flight, their next chance at getting back to the Premier League came 11 years later.
Leeds away playoffs when we went there.
I don't think a single team had ever come back after losing the first leg, and we somehow beat that Bielsa team, got to the final.
Under Frank Lampard, that was quite a special night. Being a part of that, and football side, seeing like we were sort of not expected to win, and then all of a sudden got to come back, and then it's on, and then going in the dressing room after filming Frank's crying your heart out. And which I'll always regret, because I never put a watermark on that video, and it went everywhere. Being asked to go for a drink with Frank Lampard and the staff and the players, that was quite special.
You know, it would have been nice if you won the final, because then we wouldn't have hit the... I mean, that game, if you look at it, Aston Villa are in a very similar financial situation where if they lost that game, they could have had the same impact we had. You know, that was literally a coin toss between who goes up and who destroys the club kind of thing. That was the final.
Had they beaten Villa in that final, it's likely they would have avoided all FFP breaches. The gamble didn't work, and the team was picked apart before eventually having to face the sanctions of overspending.
Don't fault the players, don't fault the staff. It has nothing to do with them. Without the penalties imposed by the EFL, Derby would be well clear of this relegation scrap.
Obviously that year we got relegated, and it proves obviously all the fans, all the players, all the staff sticking together. It was a hard season to be part of really, because obviously what the club's been through overall. To go to League One, it's obviously frustrating because we shouldn't really be there. But it shows everyone sticking together, the fan base still behind us, and that's Derby County Football Club. Whatever happens, whatever gets thrown at us, everyone sticks together. So. If
David Clowes didn't take over the club, it was gone within weeks. It was like end of June or whatever. It was crazy. That end of the season, obviously we just got relegated. All of a sudden, David Clowes came out of nowhere to save the club. He's literally Superman. He's come in, and it would have gone. That's the thing. It would have fully gone out of the Football League, and I'm just forever grateful for what he's done.
You look around and look at this stadium, it's incredible, it's very modern, it's massive, you've got a huge fan base, it's one of the oldest clubs. It would be impossible to envision liquidation and going. Was there talk, can you remember, within group chats or anything like that about, you know, where will fans go, what will you do?
Well, that's what I was like, who am I going to support if Derby goes? I was looking at Chesterfield, I was looking at Burton Albion, I was like, I'd rather Derby stay, to be honest. It's tricky because you can't blame the players, you can't blame the manager, it's what's happened off the pitch and the rules of the EFL, you know, that's another factor. It brings a real good unity to the fans and the players, because you understand that they're trying the hardest, and sometimes it's enough and sometimes it isn't.
The spirit seemed incredible with the team. How was it with the fans?
Yeah, definitely. I think you can definitely tell the difference between pre-points deduction and post. The fans, the level has raised another 10-20%. You can see that people just care a lot more because they were so close to losing it. I don't think we want to be in that situation again as a club, financially or, you know, stability-wise. But I think David Clowes is doing a terrific job with what he's done in the last, you know, 2 years or so.
It seems like he's really built up a community spirit and things like this. There's also, I guess, maybe because of finances or maybe just because of the culture, then a lot of the youth players brought through, so it's kind of more local.
I like that we are using the academy a lot more, because we do bring some brilliant players into the club, which is great to see. You care about them more when they're on the pitch as well. You don't want to slate them as much and stuff like that, because you actually know that they care as much as you do.
Obviously been here since I was 7, I've made some great friends, obviously some that I would say it's family, so it's all I know.
Young lads that are in now, obviously in the academy, them looking up to someone like Sibbs, who's a local growing talent, who's joined the first team and has excelled, then obviously that's big inspiration for them.
Walking out each game, it's always a proud moment, and I wouldn't just say it either.
Yeah, I think obviously with Sibbs, obviously from being around here and obviously always supporting the club, you can tell it means so much for him when he goes out on the pitch. And the thing is with Sibs, even though we're the same age, he was always that one step ahead through the academy. So when we was under 12s, he was playing for the under 13s. When we was under 16s, he was playing for the 18s and so on. And he reached the first team before us. So obviously, looking at him, he was sort of the target, and you know, he was sort of the role model for us.
Every time I obviously put on the shirt, it's always proud. So yeah, it's especially when you got a full house.
With everything that's gone on recently in the last few years, and everything sort of brought the community together, brought the fans together, and it sort of made everything a bit stronger. So yeah, so to be able to be part of that is a great honour.
The Rams family stuck together and are reaping the rewards, with them going from strength to strength on and off the pitch.
Are the good days coming back?
I think they are, yeah. I think you can definitely tell that the overall personality of the players, I think that's one of the main characteristics I've seen in Paul Warden's signings.
From my point of view, it's cautious optimism, if you like. We know what we have to do, but we're massive, aren't we? We're a big club and we should be able to do it. And there's no reason why we can't, you know, like Sunderland got up and they've gone challenging at the top end. We should be able to do that.
And the fans generally have that belief?
Yeah, I think they have the belief. I think probably younger people than me won't just have belief. I think they'll be expecting us to be in the playoffs in the Championship next season.
Hopefully, you know, we're going up to the Premier League in the next 10 years. That's the aim for me. Will that happen as the club? We'll have to wait and see.
And fans must be excited then, come on.
I think some Forest fans will be happy to get the derby though back. I think you know, missing those kind of games where you're against complete rivals. We kind of had it with Bolton, but it wasn't that much of a rivalry, that match. But it was a great atmosphere, and that's, you know, the memories that you get with Derby. You know, just having those great wins against your rivals.
Like I said, probably a normal fan base would be booing or would obviously won't be happy, but I think that just proves that everyone's sticking together. And this year we're trying to bring some positivity back to Derby, and if we can do that with promotion, that'd be amazing. So if they can keep singing away, keep backing us, that's the main thing.
We're in the right position to get promoted. But it's exciting, you know, even if we get playoffs, that'll be fun, you know. We're not going to be in the same situation where we were a few years ago. We're going to be a together team going in the right direction, so I'm more than happy to support the club. I think this is the best chance we've had in years of well, the last 2 seasons anyway, getting promoted, so let's see how we go.
The spirit we'd seen from the Rams was like nothing we'd seen before, a testament to the Derby community proving just how much they love their club.
I've always said this, it don't feel like a job. I don't think I've ever thought about like, when am I going to finish, you know, because I love what I do, worked hard to get where I am.
It's the biggest part of my life, you know, it's what I do. You know, I follow Derby, I arrange my life around Derby to a large extent. It's a huge part of my life.
So my uncle was just down here. He sadly passed away from cancer. It's nice to sit here and just think, oh, how would he be enjoying this game kind of thing. And then my other uncle is about just over there. He comes with his my nephew, so it's nice to be all in the same end. We all get the same perspective of the wins.
In terms of what it means, it's just part of my blood. That's who I am.
The stories of former glory and turbulent times have one common identity. Fans have always stood with this club. They don't turn on players and they don't miss games. With the club thriving under new ownership and careful investment into community projects that galvanise the city, can the fans receive what they so richly deserve?